So there are many things I like about this shoe. And I just want to see if I could be a bit more thorough. I took my time with the review of this shoe, and because I wanted to get just a good understanding of what the shoe was. I've put 32 miles on it, and these are, my thoughts. The upper, it's very comfortable. It's not too padded, although it is padded when you put it on. You can feel it's very secure. One thing I found when this came up and locked against my ankle, I had pressure like in the corners here. The tongue it's larger than it seems to be inside the shoe. It doesn't even look like it until you put the shoe on and lace it. It'll sit around your ankle pretty tight, and it's firm. And I was wondering if I would have issues about how kind of just like rigid this thing is, but I didn't. And all of my worries went away when I started running. So that was a concern in the beginning. It could bother some people because, like I said, it is pretty, it's pretty firm, but it's very padded and it's comfortable. It's just depending on your instep and how, the size of your ankle, it could be a problem, but it wasn't for me. These overlays are pretty comfortable. I feel like they give you a pretty secure lockdown. I only had to tie it once. And I think this is one of the first shoes that I've tied once and just held, along with the runner's knot. And in my first run, it was 8-mile run, and the day was, I think it was close to 80. I'll have to double check on my Strava. And I experienced some heat, like right in this general area of my foot. It went away, but every run after that, I did thin socks, and then never had a problem with heat. One day it was 87 degrees. I think that was this past Friday. I wore thin socks, and my feet were fine. They got a little warm for a short period, but no hot spots. So let's see, anything else about the upper? Never noticed anything about this elf thing, whatever they call it. Lockdown was wonderful. No heel slippage, no nothing really. That's all I can think about for the upper. I like the shoelaces. They stay tied. I don't do double knot unless I absolutely have to. And these, fortunately, I didn't have to. One thing, like, you absolutely need to use this lace loop in the tongue because it's not gusseted. I was kind of bummed when I saw that. A gusset seems to be just like the normal thing to do, so your tongue doesn't slide around. But this one will slide around if you don't have that lace loop in there. So other than that, you don't even notice it, to be honest with you. I'm getting some puckering here, which is weird. I have like a slightly wider foot than medium, and this shoe is still pretty wide in the forefoot. It's pretty surprising. Like, I almost feel like I could go down half a size, but I would never do that just because, I don't know. I'm actually, I don't know. I've never done that, and I wouldn't. But I think for some people they actually could, because I don't remember my toe being like super close to the front, even though, besides the fact that there was a lot of width up here, a lot of space, it's a comfortable shoe, very comfortable. Now for the midsole. I'll cut to the outsole first, because outsole and the midsole, I gotta say, I think the role that the outsole plays with the midsole is I think it's so good. So one thing I don't like, kind of worried me, I saw it on my very first run, 8-mile run, is this like wear here. I supinate at toe off, so since it's the outer part of the shoe, I'll burn through the outer part a bit more. Look at that. But I have to be honest, the main reason why I don't fear the wear of this shoe is because I saw version 2 of the Fresh Foam More, and that one seemed to get chewed up, but that was just the normal part of the wear. And that getting chewed up seems to be typical for when the foam is exposed at the bottom. But one of the best things about this shoe, I have to say, is in part the outsole. The outsole is actually pretty soft. I was thinking about trying to like show how soft the outsole is. Yeah, look at that. It's soft and it's malleable. So like when you're running, it's okay. The outsole is soft and it's malleable. I'm getting somewhere up here. This is once again after 32 miles. And it kind of freaked me out in the very beginning, the wear. But once again, after looking up the version 2, I guess the wear is just a normal part for an outsole this soft. So now to the midsole. The outsole coupled with the midsole, I have to say, during my first run, I noticed that it was just buttery. This shoe's got a frequency that it doesn't get in the way of anything. I even tried some heel striking, and the shoe feels wonderful on a heel strike. I have to be honest with you. Midfoot, even forefoot, the shoe complements any sort of landing that you put down. So I think any runner will love this shoe. The midsole, it's not firm and it's not too soft. It stays exactly the same throughout the whole run. In fact, after my first run, I could have done a review because the midsole was just so comfortable. And it hasn't changed since the very first run, 32 miles in now. And I put 2 8-mile days, a 5-mile day, a 6-mile day, I think another 5. I can't remember all the days, but the math added up to 32 miles. And it's just been a wonderful shoe to run in. It's light. It feels lighter. Like, this is one of those shoes where on paper, it's got some weight to it, but when you put it on your foot, like the Invincible or like I think even the Infinity, if they feel light, and the foam, it reminds me of React, but the immediate feeling of the shoe I get is like a Hoka, but the rocker is beautiful. Like, I cannot express how much I appreciate just the motion of the shoe in the running phase. Whether you want to go slow or fast, it doesn't speed you up like the Invincible, and I think that's because it only has a 4mm drop. And with that 4mm drop, you're not getting too much of a forefoot lean, but you do get a roll when you run. So it's perfect. You can go slow or you can go fast. The shoe is wonderful. I wanted to get this shoe before the Invincible. I was hoping it would come out before the Invincible because for me it'd be either one or the other. And if I had this shoe before the Invincible, I would never have bought the Invincible. That's how much I like this shoe. I feel stronger after running in this shoe. The Invincible, I'll compare them at a different time, but this is a wonderful shoe. I really appreciate it. Let's see, so I went through the upper outsole. The outsole, it feels kind of gummy, like almost like it reminds me of React, but it doesn't push back as hard as React. When you land in this shoe, you feel like it's absorbing your impact. And then when you go to toe off, the shoe it's not throwing you forward or pushing you back with so much rebound, but it gets firm once it absorbs, and you can just keep moving. It's wonderful. It's a pretty awesome shoe. It's my first fresh foam shoe, or fresh foam X, and I really enjoy it. And one thing I noticed, I think one of the reasons why it feels kind of Hoka-like is because this insole is like the Ortholite insoles that are in the Hokas, except look how much thinner it is. So I like it. You don't get too caught up in a bunch of foam inside the shoe, but also, once again, they do this liner business. And I think that liner plays a big role in being cushioned, and also the firmness of the outsole once it does compress, and helping you in your gait cycle. So it's wonderful. I'm sure anybody who runs in this shoe is gonna like it. And it really stinks because I was waiting for the shoe to come out. I was anticipating this shoe more than the Invincible. To be honest, I was anticipating this shoe more than any other shoe because I wanted the version 2. But the moment I saw the version 3 and then it was reviewed by the Believe in the Run people, I knew that I had to get my hands on it. And I didn't want to just pump out a review as fast as possible and rush it. I wanted to, put the miles in and really give you know, my input on how I thoroughly feel about this shoe, from 0 to 100. So thank you for watching. I hope this helps you decide what you're gonna do with this shoe, if whether you're gonna buy it or not. But for me, I'll have to say, for sure it is worth buying. It's a recovery shoe. It's a daily trainer shoe. I ran in it all week, and this shoe never felt any different. You can pick up the pace, you can go slow. I took it on my slow days, I took it on my faster days, and this shoe just performs. So it's a good one. I don't know how long it'll last. I'm so curious. I will not try to kill the shoe because I don't have money to keep buying shoes, but I will use this thing as long as it lasts, and I look forward to really putting the work in on this shoe and just keeping it for my long days. That's really what I have planned for this shoe. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy your day.